Welcome back, SteelerNation, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking time to spend a little time with me. And it's been some time since I've spent some time with you guys, man. If you remember, last Tuesday on Terrible Towel Tuesday, it was pre-recorded. Unfortunately, I had to head out of town. My father was having surgery. He's doing well. But it's been a crazy week for me, man. Not only did my father have surgery, my wife was dealing with COVID and flu at the same time. That Saturday, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before last, my son had the flu. Temperature went up to 104. It was crazy. It was crazy. Everybody's doing well now, but what a week, man. So it's been a while since I've been able to make a video and, more importantly, talk to you guys live, which, of course, tonight isn't live either. I shall see you guys on Tuesday, but I haven't had a chance to talk about the offensive coordinator hire. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers made it final. You know, on the Terrible Towel Tuesday pre-recorded version that you saw, I was kind of giving my thoughts on who it might be, and lo and behold, after I had already recorded it, after I'm already in Virginia, I see that they make the hire. So we all know now that it's Arthur Smith. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time spilling my commentary in regards to that. What I'm really going to talk about, man, is just attacking it from another angle, because this is really about you guys, the viewers. I really want to hear your opinions. Please give me your thoughts in the comments. But I have a question for you, lovely people of SteelerNation. Here's the question. What issues do you have with Arthur Smith from a football standpoint, from an X's and O's standpoint, production standpoint? What issues do you guys have? A couple things that I've heard from some referencing his last opportunity in Atlanta as a head coach. Some would say that Kyle Pitts wasn't used, as frequently as he should have been. Maybe, I don't know. I have not watched a ton of Falcons film or games, so I couldn't tell you if he was utilized or unutilized or what have you. But that has been some of the narrative, that he didn't use Kyle Pitts enough. I can understand that from a Steelers standpoint, because a lot of us would say, hey, we need to utilize the tight ends more. So I understand that concern. Other than that, I'm not quite sure why everyone is so down on the hire. I am seeing people who are big on it, some of the, more media folk, and I'm seeing a couple, people here and there on socials saying that they like it, but I'm seeing a lot of people trashing the hire. And here's a couple things I just want to mention to you guys and gals of SteelerNation. First, what I need us to stop doing as a collective fan base, can we stop speculating so much? Why is it every time the Steelers don't happen to hire someone, sign a player, trade for a player, or what have you, why is it that we always run with the narrative of they didn't try? That's what I saw. I saw so many people saying they didn't try to get anybody else, they just went with this guy. How do you know that? Oh, Steelers are so dumb. How could they let Zach Robinson just get, snatched up just like that, knowing that they needed an offensive coordinator? Well, has it ever occurred to anyone that maybe Zach Robinson wanted to go with his running mate, Raheem Morris, now that Morris is a head coach? Did it ever occur to anyone that maybe he just wanted to follow somebody he's already familiar with? Is that possible? These people decide where they want to go as well. It's not always our team grabbing and seeking people. They get to decide what they want to do, whether they want to sign or not, whether they want to be hired or not, whether they want to accept or not. Oh, the Steelers didn't talk to Kubiak, and how do we know that? All we knew, and I'll say no, is what was confirmed as far as who they interviewed. But I don't have a way of knowing if they may have kicked the can with other people before they decided to interview. Maybe they reached out to some of these people and was seeking an interview. These people informed them of their plans, and the Steelers backed off. I'm just saying, all of that is possible because none of us know. So can I ask us to stop doing that? Not that I'm gonna love you guys any less, but it's just hilarious to read some of these comments where we're speculating each and everything that we swear we know, and you have no way of knowing. Number two, here's the other question. What is one of the biggest things that the fan base was asking for out of the Steelers throughout this entire season in terms of offensive production? What was one of the leading topics? Yes, I'll tell you, the run game. Everyone was talking about how we need to be able to run the football successfully. We need to play ball control. We need to get back to the old Steeler way. A lot of people have said, even on my show, when you call in, man, I just miss the old time Steelers, how we used to just run down people's throat and we can't run on nobody. Everybody's loading the box because they know we can't run the football. And then all of a sudden we started running the football better down the stretch. We snuck in the playoffs, and we know how the playoffs went. I wasn't expecting anything. But it's because we started running the football better. And Mason Rudolph had more of a handle on the offense because he had the complement of the run. So why is it that when you look at Arthur Smith's resume, again, I don't know much about him beyond, before his days in Tennessee. I just remember how potent that offense was in 2019 and 2020. Tops of the league in rushing the football and utilizing play action. Another thing that many people in SteelerNation have been asking the Steelers to do more, play action, take snaps under the center. Well, this seems to be Arthur Smith's forte. So if you feel that way, then why are you so down about the hire? Here's another one I'll throw at you. Most people would say that Kenny Pickett needs a strong running game to be successful, especially those who feel like Kenny has no talent. Most would say, man, in order for him to even be a game manager, he needs a potent run game. Hello? Sounds like that's the reason why they went with this type of offensive coordinator, especially since AR2 came out and said Kenny Pickett is our guy. Understanding, him and Tomlin both said, listen, this third year is a big one for him. But they're rolling it out. They're rolling the ball out to Kenny Pickett and let him see what he can do with it. So all of this makes sense to me. But again, think about it. For most of you who feel like you missed the old time Steelers when they could just run that ball, how could you be down at the possibility of perhaps so-called mimicking what he was able to do with Tennessee? Now, I know some people are going to say, I've already seen some of y'all say he was only that successful because he had Derrick Henry. Well, how is that fair? Y'all got to decide when it's the coach and when it's the player. Because if I'm not, crazy, I definitely seem to recall that that's part of the reason why most people wanted Matt Canada out of there, because you said we had immense talent at the skill positions, but he couldn't utilize it. So if a guy has the talent, you still don't give him the credit? So because it was Derrick Henry, the offensive coordinator gets no credit for that. I don't get it. Y'all just got to help me understand. But hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I thought I would do something different on this show. Instead of coming in here and telling you all about Arthur Smith and endorsing him and all that, I can't. All I can say is, listen, excuse me. All I can say is, give him a chance. The last time we saw him as an OC, he was wildly successful. Give it a chance. Let's see. Because again, what some people are saying, man, we needed somebody that could be a little more dynamic in the pass game. Okay, I get it, but some of y'all are the same ones that don't believe in Kenny Pickett. So which way do you want it? Do you want an offensive coordinator that can build off the personnel we have currently? Or come in with this wild scheme that the quarterback currently can't run? And I mean, no guarantee that Mason Rudolph is going to be back. So it's so many things at play here. I just don't understand why we don't sit back and see how it happens. Here's one good thing that you can count on, I think now, finally. We've seen that the Steelers are not, finally, they're not afraid to relieve someone of their duties if necessary. Same way they did with Matt Canada. Now, it took a little while. But what I'm saying is, I think the OC position now has a big eye on it. So no one can come in here and just, stink up the place over and over and over and over and over, and nothing is going to be done. So that gives me a little bit of comfort. If this guy doesn't prove to be who he needs to be, then I don't think they sit on him for long. But also, it's a fresh start. He is still relatively young. I think he's 41. Younger than what we normally hire from the outside. Give it a chance. That's all I'm saying. Let's see how it does before we beat it down. But we have a bad habit of doing that in SteelerNation. I don't know why. I don't know. But like I said, we have no way of knowing who they intended to get outside of the people that they confirmed interviews with. We don't know who they talked to beforehand. But all we can do now is move forward, man. So like I said, a couple things that I like from Arthur Smith. Obviously, I remember those Tennessee years when they was just running rampant over people. And I remember how potent play action was and how Ryan Tannehill kind of rebirthed his career. We could see something like that. We have Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Both of these guys run hard. We have a stud at wide receiver in George Pickens. That's your play action, take a shot guy. Also, Deontay Johnson. Also, whoever else they might bring into the fold at receiver. We have Pat Fryermuth, who I think, is definitely still can be a matchup situation for linebackers. Can Arthur Smith start utilizing Darnell Washington more, since he is known for running big personnel packages and utilizing the tight ends, even though I know some people say he didn't utilize Kyle Pitts a lot. But if you go look at some of the film, and there's a nice breakdown. I can't remember the guy's name, but there's somebody in SteelerNation, very nice breakdown on YouTube, here on YouTube, where they showed the sail concept that Arthur Smith utilizes a lot, and it's, from what I'm seeing, that's going to be easy for Kenny. Especially when we run that sail out of trips and you got a guy in the flat, you got your number one clearing it out, and then you got the tight end doing like a slant out or a corner route, and it was coming butt naked open often. And Desmond Ridder was running it very well in those clips that I saw. So it's, guys, there's opportunities here, and who knows what else he has in his tool bag. We don't know. But like I said, I just wanted to come here and just give my 2 cents on how we as a fan base is reacting to the news more than talking about him. Because again, I got to do more research. I got to get into the film work, talk about the things I like, don't like, et cetera, et cetera. And that stuff will be coming. That's some homework that I could do for myself here while we got plenty of time in the off season. But definitely, man, that's my 2 cents. Of course, come by on Tuesday, man. We're finally going to do another Still Table. That's where it's more of a panel discussion. Come hang out with us, man. For the newcomers, Terrible Towel Tuesday. There's my shameless plug right there. Listen, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Come by, hang out. We're going to have a good time, man. And that's each and every Tuesday. Most of the time, I accept phone calls. I won't do it this Tuesday, obviously, because of the panel. But, yeah, make sure you come by and check us out at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But outside of that, man, definitely leave me your thoughts and comments. I want to hear your thoughts. This video is for you to tell me, what is it from a football standpoint that you're just not satisfied with prematurely with the hire of Arthur Smith. But outside of that, man, the last thing I'm going to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I shall catch you in the next one. Until next time, peace.